Guitar solo. Jimmy on guitar. Guitar solo. Jimmy on guitar.
Invincible Metal by Stone Soldier. Dan Sindel, you still on there? That was cool. You added in a little bit of commentary for the song. And me and Jim. Are you there? Dan? Hello, Dan?
Wow.
I know, isn't that cool?
Damn, dude, I haven't heard those songs in so long. John Bush. Oh, holy shit.
Some pretty cool stuff,
John Bush, he actually sang with God, to help us find a singer.
I know. Remember that? That was great.
That was before they even did March of the Saint album. That was like warm-up for him to go into a studio and cut a record.
Well, it's pretty cool considering John was actually offered by Metallica and was in Anthrax for, 6-8 years? To have done the demo
There's
for you guys.
Small fact, I guess I heard, maybe it was James Hetfield or somebody somewhere said that he is the only person that was ever considered to be the voice of Metallica.
Yeah.
I mean, James Hetfield literally said, dude, sing for us.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you imagine?
Well, you've seen the video of the Four Horsemen with him. He's the only one, I think, who's actually sang with the actual Metallica and background in the band. He's the only one that's actually ever sang in front of the band ever. If you look up the Four Horsemen.
You know who else? One of us, I mean, we're just talking. I don't want to be name dropping and shit. But, growing up, we all had the dream of being rock stars. And, like, the only one of us, from our plateau that made it to the major leagues was Mike Inez, He went into Ozzy out of nowhere.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, and, think about honors and stuff. I think it's also been, I read somewhere about Mike, or maybe he said it, he's the only bass player to ever play instead of Lemmy in Motorhead or some kind of a thing.
Oh my gosh, really? I didn't know that. That's crazy. Yeah, Mike.
Yeah, I think there was like some album where he got to cut the bass instead of Lemmy on the bass. I don't know, something, but like, what the hell, really?
So, we could talk a little bit about Stone Soldier. I want to kind of get into some of your new stuff because that's kind of what's happening now. But, especially with Jim's passing this year, and we all got together for his memorial, and I think that's probably the first time all the members of Stone Soldier have been back together. Since then,
yeah.
I'm not sure. It's sad and tragic that that's what it took to get us all back together. But I just would like to throw this out there to you, Dan. That music we just listened to, those two songs are huge heavy hitters, man. I would love to see you guys get back together and re-record. I know it'd be tough without Jim, but God, wouldn't that be cool? I think that album would sell like crazy right now. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
anyway,
I mean, it's
I
tough
don't know.
that
It's
we
kind of
never
the past
got back
days.
together once after it all fell apart.
Yeah, that's true. But, I did want to point out in the song, in both those songs, you and Jim trade off leads. Tell me a little bit about that part. You guys seem to work it out pretty well. It's just amazing I just saw, like I was saying, I was on tour with Armored Saint there, and I did get to go to the very, very last show of the end of their tour, because our tours kind of crossed over, if you didn't know. We kind of joined them.
Wait, say it again? What happened? Oh, yeah. You were on tour with Michael Schenker, and then you crossed over and started doing shows with Armored Saint and Wasp. Is that what it was?
Yeah, so the last 5 shows of our tour was with them, which was pretty cool. And then they finished on. But we got to go to the very last night at the Wiltern just recently and hang out with the guys backstage and just talking about the old times and stuff. And it's so hard to you look back to those days. We were talking the other day.
I wanted to go to that so bad, but I had COVID.
Oh,
I got hit on Thanksgiving.
Oh, gosh.
Hey, thanks for giving me COVID.
Right. Dan, hold on one second. I need to do a top of the hour station ID real quick, but we're going to come back and keep talking right after. It's only been about a minute. Okay.
Hey, let me do one for you.
Hold on. Listener-supported community radio for the Central Coast, 97.3 and 107.9 The Rock, KEDF Morro Bay, KZSR Paso Robles. Our website is centralcoastradio.org. Our rock email is yourvoice@centralcoastradio.org. You can send us any PSAs to our calendar announcements page at calendar@centralcoastradio.org, or you can reach us directly in the studio on our listener line at 805-772-2037. That was 805-772-2037, 97.3, 107.9 The Rock. Okay, very cool. So, you know what? You were talking about some of the people who kind of made it to the big leagues, and there were actually a few people that were hanging around with us back in the day. We were there with the very, very beginning of Suicidal Tendencies, Robert, making it up, and when James slid that envelope across the table in that documentary when they tried him out for the bass gig with Metallica. Robert,
yeah. Well, Trujillo, he goes way back.
Yeah, I know. Oh, I can remember sitting
Suicidal and, man, the Infectious Grooves, that was so badass.
Yeah, I know. He's a super talented bass player as well. It's amazing. It's amazing the talent that came out of the Valley and Pasadena in the 80s. Obviously, Van Halen and
we were all hanging out. It was just the coolest. Rocky George. Me and him both took from Ted Green, so we had something to talk about.
Oh, wow. So Rocky, the guitar player.
Think of that. Rocky plays in Suicidal Tendencies, which is just such psycho hardcore skate punk Dogtown. I mean, like, holy shit, right? But Rocky is a musician. He's not just some dude from the street wearing a cap and looking, low to the ground. He actually can play, like, serious jazz stuff. I mean, we were both studying from Ted Green, for crying out loud.
Wow. It is amazing the talent that we hung around with back in the day. And the Sunset Strip is amazing. You mentioned Carlos Cabanza just a minute ago, and before he ended up in Quiet Riot after Randy went to Ozzy. But it was kind of funny. I have to tell you a funny story. We were in Vegas in the pool in Tropicana. We were playing volleyball, and all of a sudden everybody just stops playing the game, and they're looking over at this guy walking out of the door. It's all this hair, and and somebody says, "Oh my gosh, he must be a rock star or something," And I look over and I go, "Oh my gosh, that's Carlos," And they go,
"Oh wow."
They go, "What? What do you mean, Carlos?" So, yeah, that's Carlos Cabanza from Quiet Riot. They must be playing a show in town or something, They're like, "Well, how do you know?" I was like, "Well, I kind of know him. I've met him a few times. When Armored Saint started out, they opened up for Quiet Riot and Whitesnake at." Gosh, where were we at? Dave and I went to that show. Irvine Meadows, I think it was. But anyway, I walked over and I'm like, "Hey, Carlos," and told him the story about how Phil wouldn't give him his album. It was the very, very first Armored Saint album that they had cut. So none of the band, they finally got their first record. And Carlos wanted Phil to give it to him. And Phil's like, "No, I'm not giving it to you." It's like, "This is my very first one." He was so heartbroken.
Oh.
It was so funny. But he remembered
Carlos
that.
was heartbroken?
Yeah, he remembered that story. He's like, oh, dude, you guys want some, come on up to the hotel. And we had some food and a couple beers and gave us tickets to the show that night. It was pretty funny. But, small world sometimes,
man,
right?
That's cool. So Phil had his first copy, which was like his wife's work, and Carlos wanted it. And
Yeah,
said,
the very first March of the Saint album, I think it was. It's pretty funny.
Oh, my God, those days.
I know, the country club. And, oh, jeez. FM
God
station.
bless those days, man. I mean, I love Phil. I love Donzo. I love all those guys.
Yeah. Some pretty cool
I miss
stuff.
Dave Pritchard so much,
Oh, my gosh. He was so amazing. He was, in the beginning, he was the one I was closest to.
Yeah, Dave had the heart of a lion, you know?
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Well, he's still up there looking down on us, man. Especially them, While we were out on tour, actually, somebody had given John, I think it was, a picture of Dave, and they hung it up in the bus. It's just he's long gone, but not forgotten for sure. So. But
wow.
Anyway, I still want to talk a little bit about Stone Soldier. It's kind of funny. Paul, the bass player, he went on to Killing Culture and in another band, and he actually did get out and do some touring. But and it's really funny that he's he just sent me a video the other day telling me about he's trying out for a country band. They're doing country covers, and
Dude, listen to this. Dave sent me a link just like 2 days ago. He's all, look at Paul, because I sent Dave the link to my newest project.
Uh-huh.
And, Dave responded in kind and said, hey, look at what Paul's doing. Okay, let's check it out. And there he was playing these country guitar solos. Like, what the? Oh, my God. I could not believe how good he is on guitar.
I couldn't
if you're
either.
listening, Paul, I mean, I don't even know if you're out there, but holy shit, that's really good, man.
I know. I was pretty shocked, too, that Dave came back. He's like, dude, can you believe the solos in this? Like, yeah, no, it was like, what? Well,
Did you
I hung
tell
out.
Paul about this show? Did you talk to him?
Oh, yeah. Well, Paul and I actually went to the Wasp and Armored Saint show in Reno. We hung out together.
Oh, man.
Just recently.
Text him right now and tell him to get on the radio.
That would be fun. I know we should have a Stone Soldier reunion. But, the other one, I got to admit, and it's really just sad that to see all that talent, talk about people like yourself who, again, I think the fame and fortune of your talent will never, ever, reach the level that you're really at. As far as that, but Joey Lopez on the drums.
I'm not. Wait. Can you
Joey.
please repeat that? Our connection is a little bad.
I was saying Joey Lopez on the drums. Joey Lopez on the drums, playing for Stone Soldier with that double bass. He amazed
Joey.
me. He amazed me. I worked for Joey for quite a few shows that you guys did, and that dude just still. I would put him in. Probably in the top, 10 or 20 drummers I've ever seen in my life. Like, it's crazy.
Joey's the best, man.
He was talented.
Joey is the best. I keep asking him to jam.
Oh, do you really? You guys should, man. That would be amazing. I don't know. I'd love
to. Man, I'm right here.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be a Stone Soldier reunion, but you two together, that talent, you'd come up with something really good. Which leads me to some new stuff that you're doing, Dan. Why don't you tell me a little bit about some of the new stuff you're doing?
Oh, what am I doing now? Oh, man.
Yeah, well, you just, I have two songs that two or three songs. So I have three songs that you just recorded.
I did send you three, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. So we're gonna play those.
Man.
Do you want?
I'm just trying to live my dreams,
Right.
I'm just trying to put out some good music. This is like my last shot while I still have some energy and enthusiasm to do it.
Right.
So, I'm kind of running, I feel like, to the finish line. And I got a lot of music inside of me, and it's tough, man. I never realized how hard it is to try and put out quality music, especially on your own. like a band, they all can pool their resources together. I'm trying to do this all by myself.
Right.
It's pretty tough.
Yeah, well, the cost.
So I'm talking bargain basement bedroom budget. What was that? That was like the 4 Bs.
Yeah. Bargain basement bedroom what?
I don't remember. I hope you have this on tape. We can listen back.
Oh yeah, well it's archived for 2 weeks.
So. Yeah, So I thought about 2 years ago during the heat of the pandemic, like, God, this is killing me. All I want to do is create music. This sucks. So I started rounding up some drummers, and I got like 50, 75 songs already demoed and written and whatever. They're just kind of sitting around. And I thought, how many of these is it possible to actually bring to life, like in a real way, and get real drums in there instead of the computer drum loops, and then come around again and re-record everything and try and make it as good as possible with what I have? So, shit, man. I eventually hired about 7 or 8 different drummers that were available around town, friends of mine that I could just call.
Right.
And I got some good ones, man. John Ayala.
Oh, wow.
You know Johnny, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he plays on 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
We did a run with MX Machine with Diego, and he was available. So he played on a couple banging songs. I'm going to have those ready, hopefully by July, like by mid-year. I'm just trying to work on so much at once.
Right.
But, yeah, man, just a lot of cool things. And I have 3 songs finished so far. I still have 8 of them in the can at this moment.
Wow.
I'm trying to get them out one by one.
Right.
Pretty tough. I'm doing it all myself. I'm trying to get better with Pro Tools Studio.
Yeah.
So I just sit there and I'm learning how to edit and do all that stuff with the voice where you can correct the really horrible, terrible performance and make it sound decent.
Well, it is amazing what you can do now at home.
I'm like the reason that auto-tune shit was invented.
Yeah, right. Well,
it's
Nancy...
so god-awful, but I'm trying. So I'm doing everything. I'm singing. I don't know. I'm not a singer, but I'm just trying to have some fun and see what I can do on my own. So, yeah, the 3 songs, whatever you're going to play.
Yeah, I'm going to play Stepping Stone first.
At the moment, I'm just trying to create a sound that's just a little different than just what you're used to hearing all the time. The same stupid formats and the repeats of all that stuff. Just trying to make things cool.
Right on. All right. Well, this one's called Stepping Stone, right? Is that the one, Nancy? Okay. So this is Dan Sindel, Stepping Stone. We're going to play it right here. It's debuting on the Local Joe Show, 97.3.
Yeah, this one is metal.
The Rock. And here we go.
King of the hill,
that was Dan Sindel debuting on the Local Joe Show here on 97.3, 107.9 The Rock. And wow, Dan, I had not listened to that yet. That was amazing.
Hello, Local Joe.
Hey.
That was badass. Thank you for playing that over the radio.
Wow.
I hope you guys like that. That song is banging.
Wow. I'm shocked. Is that really you singing?
Yeah.
What? Oh my gosh, Dan, you've missed your calling. That was amazing. I'm floored.
Well,
this has just been a great day.
Well, let me put it to you this way: I'm not dead yet.
Yeah, right. Oh my gosh. Well, thank God for that. Wow. That was really, really entertaining. Forget what I said about bringing Stone Soldier back. You got to finish up this stuff.
Well, I mean, you're opening up a can of worms, just like anyone would agree, as far as bringing things back. It's just always better to move forward and
it really
see what life brings you. You know, you just got to face each day with a new adventure.
Yep, I totally agree. I'm super excited that you're. Like I said, your talent amazes me. That song just blew me away, and I cannot believe that you singing after all these years. I don't think I've ever heard you sing at all. You've done some backup with Stone Soldier, right?
I'm not a singer. I've never had confidence in singing, and
wow. Well,
I focus on my guitar playing. If I ever tried to sing on the background microphone, it just fell apart. I couldn't do the two at the same time. It's like trying to what's that thing? Walk and rub your belly or whatever. You're just tripping up on yourself. So I never did it.
Right.
I probably still can't. If I ever wanted to go out and do a concert, I would have to have somebody sing for me. I can't sing and play at the same time.
Oh my
really,
gosh.
it's hard, man.
Well, I
look at
go ahead.
You know, look at guys like Dave Meniketti. They can sing and play. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, that always has amazed me. I don't know how. You know what? The hardest part I think would be a drummer singing. Now that is crazy. That is really tough. You're doing a very physical job. Yeah.
And I think one of them is listening right now. Can I give a shout out to Lonnie?
Sure.
Hey, Lonnie Pacias, are you out there? I love you, man. You want to talk about a drummer that can play and sing at the same time? He can do it.
That's the guy.
Listen to Brutal Peace? Do you remember that?
Oh my gosh! Wow. Yeah. Good stuff.
I don't know if your crowd is like a hardcore metal crowd, but man, they should listen to some of that old Brutal Peace from 1995.
There you go. Well, you know what? I play a lot. I play all the genres on my show, and I always do my heavy half, or what I call my, I do a special part of the show every day. So it's kind of stuff that I like and more. But, we do play all a variety. Obviously, I play to quite a different demographic here in the Central Coast. So we do share a lot of different kind of genres and so forth with that. But so we have. Cool. I'm so excited now. I want to hear the other two songs.
Hey, does your local area have good venues to play concerts at? Because
absolutely.
I'm trying by the middle of this year. I don't know how. I mean, I just don't know how I'm ever going to pull it together. I mean, musicians are so hard to find these days that have availability without being in 7 freaking other bands, so it's hard to put things together. But I'm looking to put a group together and start playing shows by mid-year, hopefully by around July. I want to put out an album of this music.
Right.
And, I want to put out real vinyl, and, even if I could do a run of 100, at least I can say I did it.
Right.
So I'm going to put out some music, and I'd love to come up and play to your area.
Well,
come up to Pismo Beach if there's places to play.
There are lots of great venues here to play at. Lots and lots and lots and lots. So when
really?
And I'd be really interested in being a part of that project as you're going along too. So we'll have to have that conversation off the radio. See you soon. Off the radio. But anyway, yeah, that sounds good. Maybe I'll have to hang up my T-shirt stuff and start singing. I don't know. Anyway,
Hey, man, you can play tambourine for the band.
Hey, there you go. I could be good backup. I have a really good backup voice. I don't know about the front guy. Anyway,
all right.
Why don't we? We're gonna play. Let's see. Let's play another one. Well, I have two more of your songs. Let's play them both back to back, and then we'll come back.
Before you play something tonight,
yeah. What would you like
to
share?
Go back to something.
Sure.
Well, what you played in the very, very beginning, you actually played the Sousa project. You played John Philip Sousa.
Yes, I did. The Liberty Bell one.
That sounded pretty good over the radio.
It really did, huh? I know. Well, we can do one more of that after we part. I'll play one more. Which one do you want to hear? Let's see. I don't know. The one that Overture sounds good to me. I don't know. Which one do you like?
Oh, really? Wow, Overture.
Yeah, I have the Washington Post.
Honored. Thank you for playing my music.
I don't know which one there's.
Yeah, I wanted to tell you. I mean, maybe your listeners might find this interesting.
Sure.
And I mean, this is just a story about that. You know, if we could hit pause and talk about that record for a minute.
Sure, we could do that. I would love to.
Man,
yeah, fill us in on that one.
I didn't think I'd be waking up and talking about all this stuff today. This is cool.
Well, I love the CD because there's like all kinds of guitars there in front, and that white Flying V kind of reminds me a little Michael Schenker, but I do believe that was one of the guitars you had back in Stone Soldier. Yeah, no?
I had that guitar even before Michael Schenker was born.
I think he's actually got us by a few years, but
no, I'm just kidding, man.
I
Michael Schenker, come on, dude.
Right.
Anyways,
but yeah, you got quite a collection.
Wade somewhere just a little bit after high school. Remember Wade Wilson?
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got that guitar from Wilson's Music.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, you got quite a collection on the floor around you there in this CD picture. And oh my God, you look so young, but I mean, you still look so young anyway, so it's so crazy.
That was what, 2008?
Yeah, it was the NAMM sampler.
Was that 15 years ago? Yeah, wow.
Yeah, is that crazy? Yeah, yep, 15
I know,
years.
I look like a kid. It's crazy.
I know. You still do look very young, but anyway, I like
I haven't grown up. Anyone will tell you that.
They're pretty cool. But so did you do this? You do this sampler for the NAMM show? Where you actually did you have a booth at the NAMM, or you were just giving them out at the NAMM show?
Yeah, well, that album. I don't know. There's a lot of different things to talk about. I'm not even sure what to say. But it all started when I just thought it would be fun to try my hand at learning how to record my guitar with, recording software on my computer. I wanted to see if I was able to figure it out. So, I started with some software and started learning how to record just a guitar part, and then come back around and maybe play a solo over a couple chords or something just to see if it worked.
Mm-hmm.
And before you know it, I kind of had it figured out, and I bought Pro Tools, and, just a low-end one, but, I started overdubbing some of these classical parts, because I studied classical guitar at Pierce College,
mm-hmm.
and I thought instead of being in a quartet ensemble playing Baroque music with these people, because I took this really cool classical guitar class,
mm-hmm.
and I figured maybe I could try to rebuild it here at home instead of sitting in the room with those guys. I could play all four parts because I know how to read music. So all right, and it sounded like Brian May, of Queen. Like, what the hell? This is amazing. Like, look what I'm doing. So. It just became more and more in-depth and adventurous. I started taking some of my mom's piano books and looking at some Beethoven and some little parts of Mozart and just trying to rebuild, the four-part harmonies of the piano music.
Mm-hmm. Because
I can read both treble and bass clef and all of that. So, it was just cool. So I just started doing things. I have the Moonlight Sonata that I recorded. I did all these early demos of classical music. And then one day I just thought, whoa, I'm just thinking about music, like what has what has not been done before. I mean, everything's been done before. It's all so boring. How fast do you have to play to prove to everybody that you can play fast? And, it's like, God damn, man. I don't know, just music has gotten so shitty. In a weird way.
Well, I'm excited to play all of your stuff. Yes, very cool. I'm excited to play all of your stuff, and it's amazing that I still even have the CD. I can't believe you probably gave it to me back in 2008. I had to dig through some of my old CD collection to find it, and I was so excited that I found it here, and I'm able to play it. So we're gonna play Overture after we're done. Once we conclude our interview with you today, I will go ahead and play Overture as the last song from you, but at least at this given point, because it sounds like a lot more really cool stuff's coming our way, and I'm looking forward to that. And I would love to definitely help you. If you can get the band together, we certainly have lots of great venues to play here in the Central Coast. So it'd be neat if you could bring your music style up to the Central Coast and share with us up here. It's pretty cool stuff. But what a special day it is here today. Robert just walked in the studio, our fearless director here. Gotta love it. President, Robert. I should say. So we got lots of fun stuff now. While we're on the mic, the studio can't actually hear you. They only hear me. But anyway, so we're going to go ahead and play the next two songs off of the three. That will give us a little bit of a break. So take a minute, but as soon as these two songs are, we'll come back and we'll chat a little bit more and end it up for today. But gosh, I'm so excited to have you on today. Dan, you're an amazing interviewee. I love it.
Well, we're just talking, man. We're reliving the past.
I know.
And I appreciate you having me on. I mean, wow, this is great. And I hope all you people out there in Radio Land are having fun.
I'm sure they're enjoying all of this. So let's play the next two songs, and we'll come back. Local Joe Show here on 97.3, 107.9 The Rock with Dan Sindel.
disappointment heads your way. Your plan to rule the world, to die in frustration. Your plan to rule the world, time to rule the world.
into 97.3, 107.9 The Rock and the Local Joe Show here in Morro Bay, Central Coast, and we are streaming worldwide with Dan Sindel on the line here. Hi, Dan. Did you leave me again? Some pretty exciting stuff there. So we just played two more of Dan's brand new songs while we're waiting for Dan to come back to the phone here. I hope he didn't hang up on me.
I'm so sorry. I had my phone on mute. I am back.
You're awesome. So tell us a little bit more about the last two songs. Which ones do we play, Nancy? What are they called?
Rule the World.
Rule the World.
And then The Edge of Eternity.
And The Edge of Eternity. I love that. Rule the World. Dan, wow.
Rule the world.
That's pretty powerful.
Yep. Someone's got to do it.
Well, that was pretty interesting. We just had a visit from the president of the radio station here, which is very unusual. He doesn't usually come in during my show, and he was so excited. He was listening to us on the way in. So,
wow.
Yeah, he was really impressed with your song.
Well, tell him I say thank you.
Yes, no doubt. So it has been a really fun and interesting day today. It's quite different, I must admit. So, tell us a little bit about. You're right. It does have a bit of a different sound, and it's refreshing, and I'm really excited about you getting this project finished. I'd really like to hear more to you have already, and God, I would love to see you actually putting a band back together because you're so amazing. You make playing the guitar look easy, which is really not. You remind me a lot of
dedication.
Yeah. Well, I know it's you'll laugh at this comparison that I'm about to make, but it's kind of funny because you can make the guitar make sounds. It reminds me of Eddie Van Halen. You ever listen to him like just practicing in the back stage or something? He played all these funny things and could make all those funny animal sounds. You have that kind of talent.
I used to be able to make my guitar sound like a cow, like a milk cow.
Yeah. Some fun stuff there.
Moo.
So, the one thing that's kind of funny for me, Dan, and it just goes back to your talent and musically inclined you are, but I always thought the writing process of writing songs was so intriguing to me. I don't know. For me, it'd be so hard. I don't even know where you begin. It's so crazy. And after getting to do the tour with Michael and watching them at rehearsal before the tour, and every day when they did sound check, was rehearsal basically, and how they worked on every little bit and every little piece and every little kick and hi-hat and tweaking it even better and better and better every single day. It was amazing. But
cool.
The writing process just seems so difficult to me, and it's you seem like you have so much music that you haven't even put out yet. It's just so crazy to think how much talent it takes to put together that much music. It's just amazing to me. But so share it with me. How do you start putting together a song? Do you just hear? You have a rhythm or something in your head, and you just kind of keep rolling with it, or what is your kind of?
I have a ton of unfinished symphonies that will never be finished. Yeah, my brain is always just latched on to melodies and rhythms. It's just frightening. It's like a curse almost. It won't shut off. But sometimes I'm able to put them down either on guitar really fast, or just if I'm actually playing my guitar, maybe I can remember what I did, or if I jot it down on a piece of paper. I guess it's not different than anybody else. It's kind of, for me, a lot of the stuff that you've heard started a long time ago, like what I was saying, when I was learning how to record better. I finally got some software that allowed me to put a drummer in, and it allowed me to start feel like I'm rehearsing with a drummer. And then I was just able to make up all these different rhythms And then from there, they just started feeling like songs after you put a couple ideas together. So
Right.
a lot of it is done on the computer.
Wow. And then you add the lyrics to it later once you kind of got the song down?
Well, sometimes some of the lyrics come first, and then I
Right.
figure out how would that sound musically. I mean, whatever I'm saying doesn't sound half too bad as far as a thought or whatever message I'm trying or not trying to convey. I don't
Right.
know, man. I guess you talk to 1,000 different people, and you'll get 10,000 different reasons and concepts on how music is put together. It's different for everybody.
Right. Well, and you know what? I think that's why I asked this question of just about everybody's been on the show, because I do get different answers. And, again, like I said, that's the most intriguing part to me is, you're somewhat telling a story for the most part, but making that story interesting and then adding in those, I guess I don't know exactly what the musical term for it would be for the the punchline kind of the song, the part that you keep repeating, sort of. I
Or
forget
like
what-
the hook or
yeah,
the
the
chorus.
hook or exactly. So, but anyway, I'm just I'm shocked and amazed at your 3 songs you put out so far, and I'm really looking forward to the other. So what, you have 8 more left, so you got about 11 total that you're going to work
Yeah,
on.
something like that.
For the
And
next
I
CD.
still have, I got a lot of them that I still have 50 or 60 or 70 or whatever still wanting to get done. So I have at least 5-10 albums worth just waiting to get finished.
Wow.
It's a process. I'm
Right.
surprised I even got 3 of them out so far, but hopefully in the next month I'll have the 4th one out.
Mm-hmm.
I'm working on a new song that's really cool. It's got like Queen's Right and kind of Megadeth to it. It's really cool.
Nice. Gosh, I totally drew a blank of what I was just going to say. But
That's okay.
anyway, no,
I'm just riffing ideas
we're going to
with you.
have to have
Fun to
this
be on the
conversation
radio.
a little bit more outside of the radio world. But I'm super excited. I definitely would like to help you with some of this somehow. But we'll have that conversation another time. But
Hey, hold on 1 second.
Yes.
Joe, I'm going to shout out to your radio. Are you ready?
yep.
This is the Local Joe Show, 97.3, 107.9, The Rock.
Ben, you're going to steal my job.
I hope
Well,
you
it's not
recorded
really
that
a job. I don't
to
get
loop
paid for
that
this,
every
but-
hour.
Well, I do. I get paid in pride. It's amazing. Anyway,
Hey, this is an honor. I'm actually on your radio show. Thank you.
you're very, very welcome, Dan. It's been a pleasure to have you on today. I got so much stuff going on today. It's just so crazy. But it was so refreshing to talk to you. I think a lot of the stuff that you have shared musically and with our guests today listening in is been quite interesting to most people. So I'm super excited. I'm really, really, really impressed with the songs you put together, as I knew I would be, because I was expecting a very high level of excellence from you.
Well, I appreciate that, and not to what you call it, shameless plugs or whatever. But since it sounds like we're almost at the end of our run here, I don't know. I mean, I can hang around, but I wanted to say to the people who are listening out there, if you've actually hung out this far or heard any of the music, hey, it's out there. It's on Spotify and YouTube. You got to look for it, I guess, but it's around. So if you like it, drop me a note. It's all good.
Right
all
on.
good,
There
man.
you go. And you mind if they go to your Facebook?
Yeah, as long as they say they came from your show. I don't
Yeah.
let a lot of strangers onto the Facebook
Oh, yeah,
anymore.
that's kind of true. That's kind of true. Well, everybody go ahead and look up. So you have these 3 songs you did already on YouTube or Spotify?
Yeah, they're out there. They're
Okay.
on YouTube.
Cool.
Just put in my name.
You got
know,
it.
and
Dan Sindel. And that's
I'll say hi.
SIN.
You say hi back.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, it's been a pleasure. I'm gonna leave with playing that overture. But I would love to have you back on again as soon as you finish a few more songs or get that next one in the can. Would love to have you back. Would love to have you in the studio one day. Maybe bring your guitar in and just play. That would be so amazing. I have had that happen, and I don't know if you could do a solo thing or not, but I could certainly get you a little gig up here if you'd like to come up. And to top it off, we have a extra bedroom in the house that you can come and stay at. So,
Well,
even
I
better.
can play solo to a backing track, but that's kind of boring after 3 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, Dan. Well, it's been a pleasure talking with you today. It's been a pleasure sharing your brand new music, some of the old, some of the new. It's been amazing. We're going to go out with playing the overture for you, and that's the 4th song off of Dan Sindel's Marching In CD. That was a sampler for NAMM back in 2008, so pretty cool stuff there. But I don't know. Today has just been a really weird day. I have a whole bunch of people in the studio. I just don't know how to handle myself today. It's been crazy.
Oh, man.
But Dan
Like
Sindel,
you
it has
got me.
been amazing to have your caliber of talent on my show today. You shared some very cool insights to the music industry today with my guests, and I appreciate it. So we're going to have you on
Well,
again.
Joe, we're old pals, man.
You got
and
it.
like I said, it's been an honor
Oh.
being on your show, and maybe we'll do this again sometime.
We definitely will. But Dan, you know what I want to leave with?
What's that?
You impressed me. Like I said, I did just pick up a guitar again, and about the only thing I do know how to play was anything you ever taught me, and that's pretty crazy because I still remember some of the songs you taught me. Day Tripper, Lights Out in
Yeah.
London. Oh gosh, I could name a few, but anyway, Train Kept a Rolling. But what I wanted to
Cool.
add was that you were teaching guitar at Pierce College, so it's funny that you mentioned you took a jazz class there earlier, but you didn't share that you were actually an instructor there at Pierce College. I believe you are still teaching at Pierce, and I wanted to throw out there that you put on the online guitar lessons, so if you'd like to plug that a little bit before you leave, that would be fine.
Oh, yeah. God, thank you. Yeah, we've been just talking about so much stuff. Who
I know,
knows, you know?
we forgot about the fun
There's a
stuff.
lot to talk about.
But,
yeah, I've been teaching guitar at Pierce College for almost 12 years, maybe 13 years by now.
Wow, gosh, it's so funny.
You know, unfortunately, I got sick with cancer, so I couldn't teach for about 5 years until I kind of figured out how to talk and play guitar again. But, I'm back, and I'm teaching at Pierce. I love it. I've probably taught over 1,000 people through that class. I have an intro to rock guitar course,
Mm-hmm.
and it's fun. I'm usually getting people who are brand new who don't even know the names of each string. It's kind of funny. So it's like from the very beginning, like, okay, this is your string, this is a pick, this is where you put your finger.
Right.
It's kind of funny.
Yeah, Guitar
But I
101.
hey, check this out. I also just got hired by Valley College
Oh, really?
in the Studio City area.
Oh. Wow.
So, shoot, man, if any of you people here are local to the San Fernando Valley, yeah, I'm teaching at Pierce College and at Valley College. So if you're wanting to take a beginning guitar class, love to have you. I'll show you how to play guitar. It's fun.
Wow. Well, I think I might be signing up for that online one-on-one, so we'll talk about that.
Oh, yeah. And to your people out there, I also teach guitar using Zoom. So if anyone's serious, I don't know, get a hold of me somehow.
Yeah. Well, they know where I'm at if they would like
Yeah,
to request.
contact Joe.
Okay. Well, sounds good, Dan.
I'm
Again, it was a
putting him on
pleasure having you on.
commission.
I'm going to leave. We're going to play your overture song. And again, it was a pleasure talking to you today, and we will definitely have you on again. Thanks for sharing your music and being the amazing dude you are.
Ah, man, thank you. God bless you, Joe. I'll talk to you real soon, huh?
You too, buddy. You too. Take care. You
All
are
right,
tuned
thank
in
you.
to, yep, see you, Dan. You're tuned in to 97.3, 107.9 The Rock, and that was an amazing interview with Dan Sindel, a former metal guitarist from Stone Soldier and guitar virtuoso. He's amazing. I'm sure you already figured that out through our interview today. So we're going to leave you with playing one more song off of his Marching In CD, and we're going to come back with our final hour. And I do have, like I promised, the 11 o'clock hour is going to be some more from Duhos. So it's going to be, what an amazing day. Gosh, how lucky we all are. You are tuned into the Local Joe Show here on 97.3, 107.9 The Rock. And we've been featuring Dan Sindel here. We had a little interview with him. And we just finished up that interview with the song off of his CD, Marching In. And that was called Overture. As he was mentioning in the interview, he was quite classically trained and can read music. So this was a little project he put together while he was trying to learn how to use some recording software. So pretty cool stuff there. What a blessing to have him on today. 40, 50 years of rock and roll. The guy's amazing.